Hello and welcome to this demo video. Before we get started, I'd just like to explain to you a few things which will relate to all of the basic range spreadsheets. Number one, there is a key on the intro and setup tab of all of the spreadsheets showing what the different color headers mean. The blue headers mean that the cell's formulated, so it's locked and you can't change it. The yellow headers are where you can input data, and occasionally there might be some gray headers, which is just a different kind of data input, but we'll include instructions as and when that happens. The other thing that you can be aware of is there are ways in which you can damage the spreadsheet. So please do take a look at the link where you see this image, which will take you to a web page to show you how to better preserve your spreadsheet. Please feel free to keep a blank version of the spreadsheet somewhere, so that if you do mess up a spreadsheet that you're using, you can in fact just open a new one, a blank one. And some of the spreadsheets only last for a year, and then you've got a blank one to start the following year. So do keep a blank copy as a backup somewhere. And lastly, wherever you see this image, you can click on it. It'll take you back to the store where you purchased this product to see if you've got anything, any more products. One last thing, to see a demo video, you can click on this on a link that looks like this in order to go to the demo video, but that'll take you to the most recent demo. If in fact we've done upgrades and you're using an older version and you'd like to see the demo relating to your version, then do click on the watch on YouTube link, which will take you to that specific video on YouTube. So I think that's all you need to know. So without further ado, let's move on to this demo video. Thank you. Hello and welcome to the lottery number checker spreadsheet. This is a twofold spreadsheet. First of all, it can be used to check for Lotto and the Euro Lotto, to if you buy a number of tickets, to put the numbers in and then put the winning numbers in and see if you've won. But it's also for charities, because I know that I've been approached by a charity that actually wants to run their own lotto, or runs their own lotto. So it's kind of, they don't have 6 numbers in a bonus, whatever, they only have 4 numbers that you pick. And so I've made it flexible that you can put in the information of what you're looking for, and what you're going to enter and what you want to be revealed as prizes. So this first page, the setup page, very often I kind of skim over the setup page because it's quite easy, but here, this is probably, I won't say the trickiest part, but the bit where you really have to get this right, otherwise this will affect the entire spreadsheet. So let me show you how this works. Let's forget this for now. Let's start down the right. So we've got the number of numbers. So how many normal numbers are there that are drawn, and how many selected and bonus numbers selected, and normal numbers drawn and bonus numbers drawn. So the reason why there's a difference is because you may not necessarily draw the same thing you select. So take the UK lottery, for example, the UK Lotto. If you draw, I believe it's 6 numbers, but then when you select 6 numbers, but then when the draw's done, there's a bonus number, but you don't select the bonus number. If one of your 6 numbers is the bonus number, then you obviously, it affects your prize winning. So if, for example, this was a lotto, I would say normal numbers selected 6, bonus numbers selected none, because that's what you actually go and pick when you go into the store. But then the draw, I would say normal numbers drawn 6, bonus numbers drawn 1. And then if I've got no bonus numbers selected but bonus numbers drawn, then what that does is it when it does the draw, it checks against your selected numbers for your bonus. If, for example, like the Euro lottery, excuse me, you actually pick 5 numbers and 2 bonus that you select, and then there's 5 and 2 in the draw. So when I've got 5 and 2, 5 and 2, and the spreadsheet recognizes, hang on, yes, you got the bonus numbers drawn are the same as selected, then what it does is when it's doing the draw, it only checks those draw numbers against your bonus numbers and not all the numbers. So that's why it's important to fill this in correctly. So this normal number selected and bonus number selected is what you would pick if you were actually participating in the lottery, and these numbers drawn is what numbers are actually drawn out of the hat to see who wins. So they may not necessarily be the same. If you're doing a lottery and you've got 4 numbers selected and 4 numbers drawn, that's it, there's no bonus, then leave those blank, put the 4 in, and the spreadsheet will know what to do. Last but not least, well, it's not really last, we've got the starting ticket number, but that's very simple. The maximum normal number and the maximum bonus number. If you haven't selected bonus numbers here, you can in theory just leave that one blank. But if you have selected bonus numbers on either of these, just put in the maximum normal number, maximum bonus number first. So for example, if the lottery runs between numbers of 1 and 50, you put 1 to 50. If maybe the bonus numbers only go up to 15 or to 20 or whatever the case might be, you can put those 1 to 50, that 1 to 20. In this case, for example, as I said, you don't need to fill that in, but it doesn't matter if you do fill it in. But then the maximum normal number is 30. So in this particular lottery, they can pick numbers between 1 and 30. Starting ticket number. The whole reason for the spreadsheet is to give you a whole list of numbers, because if you've just got one lottery ticket, you can check it yourself. If you've got 500 or you've sold a whole bunch, you want to obviously give those tickets numbers. So what I've done when you're filling them in is when you select the first one, it gives you the first number. When you then select the next one, it gives you, well, it doesn't now because I haven't selected it, but let's just go to the quick entry and I'll show you. If you've got up to here, up to 2673, then when you do the next one, it goes to 2674. And then when you select the next one, let's go back. When you select the next one, it goes to 2675 and 2676. So it gives you, it keeps counting the numbers, so to speak. So the only reason why I put this number at the beginning is when you've got nothing in here, and this is empty, because I'm going to get to this in a minute. When this is all empty and you're starting a new spreadsheet, the first one you click on, you want it to have the right number. So if, for example, you want to carry on your numbers and last month you sold up to number 563 and now you want to start on 564, then just put 564 in there. It'll give you a starting ticket number. If you're not sure what that's all about, just put 1 in there and you can start from 1. Last but not least is this column over here. Now, this is wanting to show what would actually be wins. So the maximum number of normal numbers you can select is 6, and the maximum number of bonus numbers you can do is 2. So 6 numbers plus 2 bonus in theory is the maximum. Now I don't know of any lottery that actually uses that, but just in case you want to, you can. So once you fill this information in here, go down this list and tick off the ones that would result in a prize. So one number, for example, isn't a prize. One number plus 1 bonus isn't a prize here because we don't have any bonuses, so you can leave those blank. So go off and tick off the ones that are a win. Now when I say tick them off, you can select either the trophy or a tick mark. What I've done, this is just for a little bit of fun, it doesn't matter which one you pick. I've just put the trophy one as to show off a bigger prize, like a jackpot. It doesn't necessarily have to only be the biggest prize. You may want to do it for if you've got, say, for the normal lottery, maybe 5 numbers plus a bonus, you put as a trophy as well, because it's a substantial amount of money. But it doesn't really matter which one you do. You can choose either, so the tick, which is just call it a minor winning, and then the big one, a large winning, put as a trophy if you want to. It just makes it a bit more exciting when you do the next stage. It doesn't really affect anything too much. So if you select what the winning ones are, make sure you put either a tick or a trophy next to each one that will be a winning one. The reason is because when you go to the winners list, it actually lists these. So 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 4 numbers. It lists anything over here and puts down all the ticket numbers that have won for anything that you've selected here. So make sure you do select anything that's a winner. If, for example, I didn't put a tick next to that 3 numbers, it would take 3 numbers as nothing. It wouldn't even flag up as a win. So make sure you select one of those 2 icons next to everything that you perceive as a win that would win any money. Once you've set that up, which you really got to kind of concentrate and make sure that you get that right, the next thing is to fill in the numbers. Now, as you can see, this is where you fill in numbers. Ignore the grey tab, the quick entry for now. I'll show you what that's about. This is where you fill in the numbers. So what you need to do is give it the next ticket number. So then the ticket number you want to know so that you can identify the ticket. Now the description, you don't have to use the description. It's completely up to you. What the description does is, if you, for example, are assigning these tickets. Let's just say you've got 50 tickets and you want to assign them to someone. You can put someone's name in here. You can put any description as to who that ticket's for, what it's about, whatever, into this tab. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to use it for, you can put it into this column. So if you're assigning these ticket numbers to people, you can put the people's names in there, whatever it is you want to. It's really just for your record, so that afterwards when you see that ticket's won, it tells you what you need to know in the description. The code is for a winning code. Now this winning code, if you think of, I think it's the Euro lottery, I may be mistaken, where you not only get the number, the winning numbers, but you also get a code on the ticket, and if you match that code with the correct code, then you actually win some money as well. If you use something like that, you can put the codes in here. It'll check all these codes to see if you've got a winning code too. If that doesn't apply to your lottery, you just leave it out. It doesn't matter. You don't have to use all the aspects of the spreadsheet. And then you put all the numbers in there, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll show you as you select a new number. If you give it a second, it'll load, and then once it's loaded, it shows you what you need to fill in. So you need to fill in the yellow ones, ignore the gray ones, and you need to fill those in with numbers. Now, as you've just seen, this spreadsheet is doing a lot. It's checking all sorts of things. It's checking your numbers. It's checking that you haven't got duplicates. It's checking that you've got them within the number range. It's checking that you've got the right things, the right bonus, the right normal numbers. It's checking all kinds of things. And not only that, but then it's checking for the win and everything else. So the spreadsheet's almost about 6 meg in size, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it's doing a lot. So every time you type something in one of these cells, especially these numbers here, when you come and type the number in, it takes a while to load. Let me just put in number 5 and just watch. Right, it's still loading. Still loading. There, it's done. So it takes a while. Now, if you're selling one of these tickets every day and you sell one and you're filling it in with the customer, and the customer, whoever it is thinking about their number as you're filling it in, then that's fine. It's you don't mind waiting a few seconds for it to load. The problem is if you've got some admin assistant or someone sitting down in the office with 5,000 tickets in front of them, having to type all of this in, that is going to take ages. Because it's going to load for everyone. So what I've done is I've added this page on, and this page is called the quick entry. This one does no checks. It doesn't check numbers. It doesn't make sure there's no duplicates. It does very, very little. All it really does is change color depending on what you have to fill in. But because of that, you can come in and you can quite quickly type in 5, 2, 6, 23, whatever the case might be. You can type the numbers in very quickly, and it doesn't take time to load. So if you are typing in a whole batch, rather type them in on this one. Once you've typed them all in, you can then transfer them across, let it load once, and then you don't have to wait for it to load for each of these numbers. So effectively they do need to be here, but they don't need to be here straight away if you're just typing them in. So if you're using the quick entry, type them in. Once you finish typing them, you can simply, I'm just going to hold Shift Control and down to the bottom of the list, right click, copy. And I'm going to come to the ticket entry, and I'm going to click over here, and I'm going to do paste values. Not normal paste. Normal paste will paste all the formatting and everything and completely ruin your spreadsheet. Paste values. So when I click there, now I'm going to give it time to load, because now it's going to load everything. It may take a little bit longer than before because it is doing a lot, and now it's all done. So now you've effectively got all of that stuff in. Then what you do is you come back here, right click, clear contents, and now you've got all your ticket numbers in the right place. There are no warnings, so you haven't done anything where you've picked numbers too high. That'll pop up here to say warnings, and the cells will turn red. You haven't got any duplicate numbers, anything like that. It's all good. You've got all the codes in and everything's ready. Please just remember that this is the only tab, this ticket numbers. This is the tab that's checking for winning numbers. This quick entry checks absolutely nothing. So once you've copied the data across, make sure you clear it from here so that you know you've got nothing on here. And then if you add more, if you come back here afterwards and want to add another one, it'll give you the next number in queue. So you can carry on adding some more, but then make sure that you then copy those and paste values onto the bottom of this list over here once you're done. Anything that's on here that's not on here will not be checked for numbers. So you want to make sure that everything's on this page, because this is a page that checks. The other page is just for data entry. It does absolutely nothing. So if there are any lines left on here that haven't been copied and pasted values across to here, they will not be included in here. They will not be checked. So just make sure that you copy everything across. And I would suggest, as a rule, just clear it once you've copied it, so that you know that it's been copied, so you don't copy duplicates or anything like that. Now it comes time to do the draw. So now you've got these numbers, no warnings, which means everything's been filled in properly. You're all ready to go. It's time to do the draw. Now all you need to do is fill in the draw numbers over there. Now I've created some draw numbers earlier, so we'll have some winners. So let's put these numbers in. If I copy those, again, never use normal paste values. And let's just go back to this sheet. It's going to load, edit, copy, come back here. That would be the winning code, paste values. And as you can see, now we know what the winners are. There's the achieved results. We've got one person who's won the trophy, which is what I put as the jackpot, 216 wins of the ticket, and one code win. So the code wins is checking that code against what you've put in here, and these numbers here all been checked against what you've put in here to see. So here you can see there's two numbers, two numbers, two numbers, two numbers, two numbers, so on and so forth. You can see what kind of win it is. And if you want to see overall, if you click on the winners tab, you can see here code wins was ticket number 2201. There's one. Number of wins, 209 of these wins. You can count, that's two numbers, and you can see all the ticket wins. 7 3 numbers, you can see the ticket wins, and 1 4 number, and you can see the ticket number. That's 1. So those all turn yellow, and obviously if you had more selected on the intro and setup page, you'd see them all across here. So there are your wins. There are your ticket numbers. That's just an overview of how many you've got of each of the wins, and it's all come via the quick entry from typing it in, but it all stems down to the setup. So you need to make sure that that setup is done properly. So yeah, whether you're checking lottery numbers, whether you're running your own lot, I would assume that, I mean, I've left 5,000 lines on here, so I would assume that people aren't buying 5,000 lottery tickets and putting them all in here to check each week. I might just be naive. Maybe someone is. I'm certainly not. But I would imagine this is probably going to be used by charities. So make sure that you get this thing set up properly, because if this isn't set up properly, as I said, it'll affect everything else. So I wish you all the best for that, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Cheers, bye.